Good morning. My name is Pamela. I'm not Kathy. Typical Kathy leads today. I asked if I could switch with her because I had an appointment on Tuesday and I wasn't able to make it. So here we are. I hope you can see me okay. I decided to face away from the backyard so you're seeing my backyard. It's a lot of light even though it's overcast and it's raining right now. I thought that might be a nice view. I can turn it a little bit. Maybe less glare and straight on. I don't know. Let me know if you want me to turn it around, and I will do that. So nobody's here yet. It's just me. Somebody's joined. Good morning, whoever is out there. Hi, Amy. She says, hi, I'm here. I just couldn't find the place to comment. I have noticed that recently that when I first join, I don't see the chat bar. I have to fiddle and then it finally pops up. So I'm not sure if maybe it's testing or checking to see if you've been a subscriber for 20 minutes. And so it takes a second for it to give you access. I don't know. I want to know, how are you today? Is it sunny and warm where you are, or is this storm coming towards you? Yeah, YouTube must have changed. Yeah, it took me a hot second. It's interesting how grief has been moving through our household. Spurts of energy, and then fatigue. I have to take a nap. So it's been really interesting. We get going with something, and then there's just no energy, and so we all stop and let people who need to rest. So it's been a different kind of Christmas. But my son made lamb shank last night with a risotto and asparagus, and holy cow, I felt like we were at a fine dining restaurant. So that was fun. He had fun cooking, and we had fun eating this amazing food. So that was really good. He said it's currently sunny and warm enough for early morning something jog walk. It's going to be nice. I think on Tuesday it's going to be 73 here, which is kind of crazy. It's a little too warm for me. Kathy says, good morning. Good morning, Kathy. Amy says, nice to have that passion for cooking. Yeah, and he does. He has a passion for it. Good morning, Deb. Someone says, comment bar always delays. Okay, so all of us are experiencing that. Yeah, when I first get on, I don't see it for a while. And sometimes if I do the wave high, then it comes back on. I don't know if that's anything related, but so I feel like I've overstuffed my belly, and we're going out to breakfast this morning. My daughter turns 30 tomorrow, so we are celebrating her today before she heads back home. All my kids are leaving today. So to be quiet again in the house. Not that I don't like the chatter. It's really nice. It's really nice. So, check-in. What is your check-in today? Oh, good morning, Sherilyn. Happy Boxing Day to all. She says good morning to all. My check-in. Feel alert and ready. Ready for what? I'm not sure. I feel alert and ready. And I haven't even had coffee. I was cleaning up the living room of all the debris of extravagance of gifts. Good morning, Letitia. Good morning, lovelies, she says. And we can see you well. Thank you. Sherilyn says, my daughter's birthday is 27th too, and she'll be 20. They're 10 years apart. Cool. I did not know that. Amy is checking in. She is also feeling ready. One of the things we're going to do today is go to Sports Basement and get my son some ski stuff. So he's going to go skiing in Tahoe this coming week, which, from the sounds of these storms, Northern California mountains got a ton of snow. It'll be some pretty nice skiing if it doesn't get too warm. Amy says, happy daughter's birthday, you too. Thank you, Amy. I'll let her know you said that. This one says, windy night last night, and the lit snowman blew over. Even he's too full to stand up. I like that. Well, I am downstairs, as you can see, because that's my backyard, and all my books with poems and stuff are upstairs in my art room where people are sleeping. So I just found something. Yeah, I think it might be kind of appropriate, at least for in our household. But you've heard of The Wild Edge of Sorrow. I'm actually kind of glad I found it. I might loan it to one of my kids because there's some good stuff in here. Really good stuff in here. I think I was taking a class at the time in my master's program, and so that's why I got the book. But it's got good stuff in it. I'll read a couple things from it. Good morning, Cindy. How are you on this Boxing Day? And Cindy says, hi, Sherilyn. And Kathy says, love that bold. I don't know what you're speaking of, my dear. Oh, I love that book. Oh, you know this book. It's highly recommended. I'm glad to be here, Cindy. She says, great to see you. Yeah, I think I've missed the last 2 Tuesdays. I've missed a lot of Tuesdays traveling, or on Thursday was sitting in a waiting room, and all of a sudden the hearing in my left ear went away. Like I couldn't hear a thing. I guess there's this test you do where you go like this with your fingers. I can hear now, but I couldn't hear anything. So I was at the ear doctor on Tuesday morning, which is why I missed. But I'm good now. Cheryl says, happy to be here, checking in rested. Checking in rested. Nice. Any other check-ins? All right, let's go ahead and get into our relaxation shape, whatever that is. Some of you may want to look behind me. I think if I move, you're just going to see my chair. So yeah, I can do there. That's about what you're going to see. Those are eucalyptus trees, and it's low tide, so you don't see much of the bay behind me, but that is part of the Pacific Ocean back there, right there. I can't do that there. And begin to check in with your breath. Noticing the rib cage surrounding the lungs. Noticing the shoulders moving up and down, letting them fall back behind you on the next exhale. And on the next exhale of closing down your eyes, it's comfortable to go ahead and do that. And then begin to notice your belly. And the next inhale, inhale in your belly first. Inhaling in your belly, exhaling out to the belly. But the next time you exhale in the belly, make your shoulders relax. So allow the body to be relaxed as you engage the diaphragm and expand it. Engages the parasympathetic nervous system, which is our calm, rest, and digest part of our nervous system. So when we don't lift our shoulders and we let them just fall back as we extend our belly, we come into a much more quieter, calmer state of being. And just do that 3 more times. And then begin to go back to your normal breath. And I found a quote by Denise Levertov, or a poem, I should say. To speak of sorrow works upon it, moves it from its crouched place, barring the way to and from the soul's hall. And she's talking about unexpressed sorrows that, when left unattended, block our access to the soul. To be able to freely move in and out of the soul's inner chambers, we must first clear the way. This requires finding meaningful ways to speak of sorrow. The territory of grief is heavy. Even the word carries weight. Grief comes from the Latin word gravis, meaning heavy, from which we get grave, gravity, and gravid. We use the word gravitas to speak of the quality in some people who are able to carry the weight of the world with a dignified bearing. So we can learn to carry our grief with dignity. So you may want to think of something you let go of to make it really intense, and how you became close to that heavy gravitas, grief, and how you may have let it open the hallway to your soul. And then I want you to shift that thinking to something that's pure joy. Maybe a puppy, a kitty, a baby, a new growth on a plant. To see the cycle of death and rebirth, knowing that we're all a part of that cycle. But when we're in the moment of grief, we become close to it to open the hallway. That is our reading for today. So when you're ready, open your eyes, come to your journal. Today's the 26th of Dolphin, bringing levity back. And I apologize for those of you who are thinking it's the day after Christmas and she's talking about such a difficult subject. For those who don't know, my ex-husband and my children's father passed away on December 23rd. So in our house, this has been a topic that has been very active for us. So I'm just doing what's going on in our lives right now. Which I love about this group, because we are here for each other always, no matter what shape. And so I know you understand. I didn't say if you haven't drawn your circle with an in-breath, you begin it. With an ex-breath, with an in-breath, you begin it. And with an out-breath, you end it. And some days mine's a perfect circle. It's so funny. I take art classes here and there. And some of them, they're like, okay, to make a circle, take a bowl or a cup. And I'm like, yeah, no, I got over that. I let that one go. So my son lives in San Francisco, and he's such a good son because he got me hibiscus. This is a watercolor from Case for Making, and mermaid. These are new colors that they have. So I'm opening them up today. That's like my Christmas present. I like that he lives near there. You heard me talking about it from the last time I was in the city, and he remembered, which I love. Boy, this gold tape is hard to get off. Amy says, perfect gift, great names, right? And we have hibiscus blooming outside. When I put together this winter solstice, it's kind of like a flower mandala. I went to the grocery store and they had, when flowers are getting older, they put them really reduced price. So they had roses, white roses for like $4. And then I went out to the walking around and I got red roses, red hibiscus, yellow hibiscus. I'm like, this is crazy. It's December 21st. And I'm cutting flowers from bushes. Okay. See what mermaid looks like on paper. Oh, it's an interesting color. It's, there's a color they have that called Riverbed, and when you paint with it, it has multiple colors that kind of come out. This kind of reminds me of that. It's got a gray and a blue in it. I thought it would have more green. It's an interesting color. Deb says, I love this gathering and scattering. Me too. Me too. We are very blessed, aren't we, Deb, with a place we can go every day to be seen and heard and loved. The richness to have. Oh, hibiscus looks like it's kind of reddish. I don't know. It could be pink. Oh, it's a very pretty color. Miss M has some emojis of hibiscus, a star, and a mermaid. As Pammy is playing with her Christmas presents. So is anyone else doing the 13 intentions, and on the solstice you burn one, and you burn one every night until January 2nd? It's a really old tradition that I have not heard of, and I started doing it this year. And so I set 13 intentions, and I don't see, I've got them all rolled up, so I don't see which one I'm burning. And then what the intent is, as I understand it, is the ones I burn either don't need to happen with my intention because they'll happen anyway, or they're not to happen this year. And the one that I don't burn is the one I focus on. And Miss Sun says, yes, 12 nights of wishes. She has heard of it. So I'm enjoying doing that this year. Kathy says, I just got settled at my desk. I'm prepping for my trip to Santa Barbara today. Oh, you're leaving today. Nice. You get to see Claudia. That'll be fun. I sure loved her glass artwork yesterday. But yeah, yesterday. It was beautiful. Fascinating. I don't know anything about it. It's just really cool that her little show and tell. She's a multi-talented lady. Kathy says, I saw that, but I didn't get myself organized in time to do it. I love the idea. Yeah, yeah. I know this year on social media, I've been seeing all these things for that, and I've never seen it before. And I think that's quite unusual. But I went with it and said, try it. What I liked about it is the way I wrote my intentions were not like goals. And I typically do a do be have at the end of the year, but that always feels like goals. And so I loved this more, I don't know what the word is. I just wrote them differently. And I like letting them go into the universe. And then Scott doesn't know this, but the ashes I'm planting all over in dirt pots. So they get buried in dirt pots in my backyard. So it feels like they're there. That's kind of cool to me. Miss M is saying, Kathy, you can start any time this year as long as you finish in the new year. Oh, so Kathy, while you're on the plane, you can write down these intentions on little pieces of paper. I did tracing paper. Burns okay. I was worried like printer paper would not burn or it would be really stinky. So I used tracing paper. I love that freedom of you can start anytime. And I'm actually finishing on January 2nd. Whatever person I found said that we do 13, that pagans do 13 instead of 12. I guess that means there's a lot of latitude to do it your way, whatever works for you. Charlene says, I saw the 13 wishes too late as well, but I usually write intentionally 16 until January 7th and reflect. So you already have that practice. The sun says, never too late and never too early. The universe is open to receive us always. We talked about that a lot with Dave passing. The kids feeling, I didn't get to say goodbye. And never too late, never too early. but it was all perfect. Whatever happened was the way you did that with him. I know that's easier said than done. Regrets are a terrible thing. Carolyn says, I usually write intentionally from the 26th, which is today, until the 7th and reflect. Okay. Upside down smiley face. Does anyone have words coming with their mandala they want to share? I'm just having fun. I don't know if this will look but there's my hibiscus color. And the mermaid color I've embellished with a little bit of Eve's turquoise. So it's a different kind of gray than I thought. I don't know why they call it mermaid. It looks bluish in here. Well, you can see dark. But it comes out a little different. It's always fun to have a mystery. Amy says, is there any significance with January 7th, Sharon? The moon? Something like that? I feel like I did not bend time today. That it went super, super fast, and I'm not ready for us to be over. It's like a little kid running. Sherilyn puts the 7th because it's a week after the New Year. Miss M says, we decide the meaning, we decide our reaction to this life. Follow the moon, follow the calendar, follow your intuition. Yeah. Wise, wise words. We get to decide whatever it means for us. And if it doesn't resonate, probably wasn't meant for your life at this time. Or if you didn't have time, may not be the time. And some says carry on with dignity. Yes. If that makes, say that. If you guys, I'll just say that out loud. I don't know about you, but I like to just get my spine straighter, like dignity. Kind of like check in going, yes, alignment, strength with my dignity. Oh my, guys. It's time for us to say bye-bye. Amy says, I see, thanks. My mandala is very spring-like, emergence. Sam says, thanks for slowing down the morning. Love to all. Yes. Oh, my pen, I pushed, there we go. Hugs. Mwah. Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow in the ethers. Oh, Cheryl Lynn says, time has been fleeting this year. I missed so much, but maybe it wasn't meant for me. So maybe you missed something. That's a great reflection. All right. Bye-bye.